What up, dude bros? I'm Frank. This is a video review of the Nerf Elite 2.0 Phoenix. This is a flywheel-operated, magazine-fed semi-auto blaster, very similar to the Stryfe. Let's get into the review. Included is the blaster, scope, magazine, darts, and the instructions. External overview of the Phoenix. Starting up at the front, there is an in-strike barrel lug, so you can put on a barrel attachment. However, no barrel attachment is included with the blaster. Below the muzzle is the battery door. Remove the screw, pull off the cap, and then install your 4 AA batteries. Moving back, a tactical rail under here, one on the side, one on the other side, and one on the top. There's also another rail back here. 5 total tactical rails on a pistol-sized blaster. That's insane. Holy tactics, Batman. On the top rail, I've attached the included scope. This is a new scope design, which looks pretty cool. They have added plastic elements to the front and the back, though. And honestly, I don't like the plastic at all. It makes it very difficult to see through. Nerf scopes never actually help you with accuracy, but this could actually hurt your accuracy because you can't see through it. But on the outside, it looks pretty cool, so I guess it's got that going for it. I'm gonna remove the scope for the rest of the review so you can see just the blaster. Moving back, here's the access door to open it. You can just pull up. Access door allows you to get your finger in there to clear out any jams or malfunctions. I did not experience any jams or malfunctions with this blaster through my testing procedure. And this access door, just like on the Echo, is sort of cheap, and this one rips off just like on the Echo, which really just doesn't feel like Nerf brand quality at all. But you can snap it back in there if you do pull it off, so I guess it's not too big a deal. Behind the access door is another in-strike tactical rail. And to the magazine. To remove the magazine, you strike the mag release, which is inside the trigger guard right here. It's extremely awkward and actually downright uncomfortable on the knuckle here to get this mag out. But to press the mag release, you extend your firing finger with the knuckle like that. The included magazine holds 6 Nerf darts. It is a standard in-strike mag, so you can put this in your Stryfe, and this blaster is compatible with all of the magazines that I tested. The included magazine has this cute little cosmetic piece, but there's no function there, it's just cosmetic. Moving back, we have the mag release, which I already complained about, and the primary trigger. This is a mechanically operated semi-automatic unit, just like the Stryfe. And the trigger pull feels very comparable to the Stryfe, very, very similar. Below that is the rev trigger. Of course, you want to hold that for a moment or two before you start firing. Now down to the grip. This grip is in line with other Elite 2.0 grips that I've held. I think this grip is usable. I think unless you're a hardcore guy, I don't think there's enough to complain about. However, I still don't like it. I complain about just about every grip on the market though, so keep that in mind. It appears to be an Elite 2.0 trend. This little circle right here, it protrudes out and it leaves a sharp spot that catches the webbing of my hand. It's not like a huge deal, but it's enough to annoy me, and it's enough to just think, Hasbro, why did you do that? You could have just smoothed it out like all of the old Elite blasters. The Elite blasters generally have great grips. All of the Elite 2.0 grips have this uncomfortable little dot here. That's me being overly picky. I'm pretty sure this grip will be fine for most of you. And in the back, we have an in-strike stock attachment point, so you can attach whatever stock you'd like. But this blaster does not come with a stock or a barrel extension. You have to buy those separately. That is an external overview of the Elite 2.0 Phoenix. Let's see it fire. Starting with the included Elite darts. A little faster now. Now shooting some waffle head darts. Operating the Nerf Phoenix went largely as expected. I did not experience any jams or malfunctions. It feels very similar to a Stryfe. And to compare this blaster to others, I put it up on my chronograph and I achieved an average velocity of 71 feet per second with Nerf Elite darts, which is almost smack on the 70 FPS par. So this is shooting just like most Nerf blasters and almost exactly like the Nerf Stryfe. So normal firing velocity, no jams or malfunctions, and everything went pretty much like a Stryfe. So that's the objective information I can provide on the Nerf Elite 2.0 Phoenix. Now to my personal opinion. With adequate firing velocity and no jams or malfunctions, I can't say there's any objective reason to avoid purchasing the Nerf Elite 2.0 Phoenix. With that being said, I don't think it's the successor to the Stryfe. I think the Stryfe is a superior blaster to the Phoenix. I dig the more tactical flair. You have 2 side rails just for the tactics. Even if you don't add anything to the rails, I think this looks cooler than the Stryfe. And when I saw these photographs before I purchased one, I was amped. I was so excited. I really thought this was going to be an upgraded Stryfe with more tactics, better balance, and overall better fit and finish. But then I opened it and I shot it, and it is immediately apparent that this is not an upgraded Stryfe at all. all, bros. The firing performance between these two is very comparable. However, the ergonomics, the balance in using the blaster, it's drastically different. The batteries in the Stryfe are right over the hand or the pivot point on the blaster, so using this blaster in pistol form is just fine. But the Phoenix has the batteries all the way up in the tip of the blaster, so it's really front heavy, it drags down. If you add a long stock and a barrel though, it changes the center of gravity and it changes the ergonomics. So if you add a long stock and a barrel, I don't think the balance and weight of the Phoenix are that bad. But in pistol form, it's just uncomfortable. It's way too front heavy. The balance is just terrible. In addition to the weighting issue, this magazine release is awful. You have to use the back of your knuckle to activate it, and it requires a lot of force. The Echo was the exact opposite. That magazine dropped out when I wasn't trying to let it drop. Compared to the Stryfe magazine release, which is the standard elite magazine release, which is fantastic. Hasbro, if you're listening, that was a great design. You didn't have to change that. You could use your middle finger and pop it, or use your thumb on your offhand as you're grabbing your magazine. This magazine release was great. This one is trapped inside the trigger guard, and it's a pretty tight trigger guard also. If you've got thick fingers and if you're wearing gloves, you might genuinely have an issue with getting your finger in there. So the terrible balance in this really uncomfortable magazine release will affect everybody that purchases one of these blasters. I personally, subjectively, do not like this grip design. I find it uncomfortable in the webbing of my hand, but that is a subjective complaint. It might fit just fine on your hand. So I really hated this magazine release, so I thought, I'll open it up and I'll try to fix it. Then I ran into the issue that everybody's running into with these Elite 2.0 blasters. They glued the freaking gun shut. They went out of their way to secure the blaster so you cannot get inside it. What the F, Hasbro? Like, why? Opening up the blaster may not be relevant to you right now, but if something goes wrong with the blaster in a year or two, you can't open it up. You can't fix it on your own. You have to throw it away and buy another one. And that's exactly what they want you to do, and that's just a bummer, man.
This is a bummer, man. That's a bummer.
Now to the question to buy or not to buy, or to buy a Phoenix or a Stryfe. When comparing these two, I think the Stryfe will be better for about 95% of the people, because it works better, the balance is better, the magazine release is better, and you still have enough tactics to get by. But that additional 5%, if you're really into the appearance of the blaster and the tactics of the blaster, the Phoenix is a little bit better in that regard. First, the Phoenix is symmetrical from the left-right axis. The Stryfe is not, it's offset. So when you put certain attachments on the blaster, it looks a little weird because they don't really align with the center line of the blaster. And if the two tack rails isn't enough and you just love your tactics, the Phoenix offers 5 tactical rails, which is impressive. So if you buy Nerf blasters primarily to like hold them and to feel tactical, and maybe like you're a cosplay guy and it's all about the imagination, I can see you buying the Phoenix and being really happy with it. But if you buy Nerf blasters in order to shoot darts and to defeat other people, I would recommend the Stryfe for sure. But if you are into competition, I would recommend you check out the Adventure Force Spectrum. It outperforms the Stryfe in almost every way. But I sure hope they don't discontinue the Stryfe in replace of this, because this is an inferior product in my opinion. But average firing velocity and no jams or malfunctions, so if you're really into the appearance of your blaster or you're like a prop and cosplay guy, you might check out the Phoenix. If you're interested in purchasing one of these, I'll put a buy link in the description box below. That's it for this video review. Thanks so much for watching, bros, and as always, stay tactical.